Now, why did the Democrats do so poorly in the Senate and the House? That's the other conversation that has been going on. I think, a couple reasons. I think they did a piss poor job, the Democrats, that is, of truly communicating how bad the Republicans are. They've been communicating that Trump is bad. And what is Joe Biden's whole strategy? I'm not Trump. It's for the soul of this nation. Life, liberty, and the thing, right? So that's been his whole thing. I'm not Trump. And that has been what the Democrats have been running on. They're not Trump. Valor just said, Mitch really did play him, huh? Wow. I don't know. I think it's kind of Mitch McConnell got what he wanted. And now, and honestly, Trump, he's not that, Mitch, if anybody's playing 4D chess or whatever, it's Mitch McConnell. It's never been Donald Trump. And so McConnell's ready to get rid of him. So, that's that. I mean, if the Republicans are going to hold a majority in the Senate, Mitch McConnell just goes back to the Obama years and you don't get anything done. We're not going to let you do anything. So we would essentially have to wait until 2022 for more Senate elections when there's no Donald Trump to vote against in the election. So it's going to be hard. The Democrats have an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle. Now, what are the Democrats, what is their thinking on this? Why did this happen? First of all, I think terrible leadership in the way of Nancy Pelosi, House Leader, and Minority Leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer. I think they have shown terrible leadership. Nancy Pelosi, there's so many examples. She is so beloved by Beltway insiders as being this masterful leader who, gets her caucus together and accomplishes so much, the ACA and this and this and that. Nancy Pelosi has one of the lowest approvals of any politician. Talk to people on the right, of course they hate her. Of course there's misogyny, all that stuff involved. But talk to leftists, people, progressives, or left people on the left like me. We have no love for Nancy Pelosi. As the squad came in as freshmen in 2018, she thought it was a good idea to shit all over them, to crap on Ilhan Omar and AOC and call it the green new whatever, so we're dealing with dinosaurs here. We're dealing with products of the neoliberal era. These are Reagan era Democrats. Dianne Feinstein. Why is Lindsey Graham not going down in flames right now? The other day, Dianne Feinstein is giving him a hug at the Amy Coney Barrett confirmation hearing, saying, this is the best confirmation hearing I've ever seen. And the snacks are wonderful. And look at the lighting. And it's just, thank you. I love it, right? So she's literally hugging the guy, not making it clear that Republicans are the problem, not just Trump. And so the Democrats, this generation of Democrats, this dinosaur Reagan era Democratic Party, they love this idea of we're bipartisan and we get along with our Republican friends. Joe Biden called Strom Thurmond a segregationist, white supremacist, his buddy, my friend. I was so sad when he died. Malarkey, right? So it's bad, man. It's really bad. This is a quote from Cherish McConnell. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Yes, exactly. Yes, right. Absolutely. Agreed. I just think, the Democrats, nobody fails like the Democrats, man. And, especially the centrist Democrats. Now, what are they saying about this? I just told you what I think. What are the centrist Democrats saying? We've lost some seats in the House. It looks like it might be a few less. We might have flipped one or a Republican district over, but they lost a few. And this is really interesting. This is a story in the Washington Post. Centrist House Democrats lash out at liberal colleagues, blame far-left views for costing the party seats. We were told that Bernie couldn't win in Florida because he was a socialist. He's a socialist. And you know how them Cuban Americans think about socialists in Florida, right? Well, Biden just lost Florida handily. They're trying to blame it on all the talk about socialism and Black Lives Matter and defund the police. I personally think it's more likely because they're not standing for anything other than saying we're not Trump. They're not offering anything at all. But I want you to listen, because this is from a Zoom call of like a kind of really a bit too early post-mortem of the centrist Democrats. You're going to hear from Abigail Spanberger. She's a House representative from Virginia, and she was just super upset about all these far lefties costing us seats. Now listen to this. There's about 4 minutes here. I want to get to minute 3. It's kind of interesting what happens here, but let's see.
Actually, let me start by saying, when Hakeem said that we should keep it in the family, what I understood that to mean is that we shouldn't be leaking this to the press, and Manu Raju and Jake Sherman are currently live tweeting the call.
So what's going on here is this is like an inside Democratic Party. What's going on? Why are we losing the House without offering anything other than, we're not Trump, orange man bad, right? And she's like upset. This is supposed to just be inside us, just us talking. And like people are live tweeting this. It's like, yeah, lady, yeah, because it's embarrassing. Because what is happening right now, the fact that it wasn't a landslide on election night is an embarrassment. Donald Trump is like the worst president we've ever seen. It's like a 9/11 worth of deaths are happening like every 2 days now. It's embarrassing that there wasn't more turnout for the Democrats in the House, in the Senate. So let's hear more from Representative Abigail Spanberger.
So I'd like to begin by being explicitly clear. What I'm about to say, I ask that my colleagues not relay to them. If someone has just conference in Manu Raju or Jake Sherman, gentlemen, this is off the record.
No, it's not.
I think that we need to be pretty clear about the fact that Tuesday, from a congressional standpoint, it was a failure. It was not a success.
Yep.
We, your colleagues, come and go. This isn't an issue of me being a first-term member and emotionally concerned about the fact that colleagues have left. This is me recognizing that we lost members from Hillary's districts. This is about me recognizing that we lost members who shouldn't have lost.
Why?
I would request that at some point...
Really quick, a bunch of these people who lost openly did not support Medicare for all. Just saying.
...point in the future as a caucus, we spend time watching the attack ads, the millions upon millions of dollars that were spent shellacking so many of us across our district, that we look at the things that they say about us, that they say about the Democrats, that they say about the way we talk to people and the way we talk about things. Because whether we think it's just an attack ad and that's what it does, et cetera, it doesn't matter because it works. The number one concern and things that people brought to me in my that I barely rewind was defunding the police. And I've heard from colleagues who have said, it's the language of the streets, we should respect that. We're in Congress. We are professionals. We are supposed to talk about things in the way where we mean what we're talking about. If we don't mean we should defund the police, we shouldn't say that. And so when there are millions upon millions, that's our members.
I think she cussed there.
People in our communities are concerned. We need to recognize that is on us.
Okay, wait for it.
Is on the ballot. Trump was always going to be a challenge to overcome being on the ballot with him. But he's not going to go away after this election, even when Joe Biden wins. And we need to get back to the basics that brought us across the finish line in 2018.
She's almost there. Wait for it.
At that time as well. And for the people who flipped districts that he had won, and certainly for those who won in Hillary's districts, we did it by being hyper. We want to talk about funding social services and ensuring good engagement in community policing. Let's talk about what we are for. And we need to not ever use the word socialist or socialism ever again. Because while people think it doesn't matter, it does matter. And we lost good members because of that. And my background, I know it. Coming from CIA, the first thing...
Coming from CIA. So Representative Abigail Spanberger literally is saying, I mean, in the same breath, We need to never say socialism or socialist ever again. Coming from CIA, like, whoa, big surprise there, Abigail. Jeez, man. So, again, a bunch of these representatives who, have lost. They were the candidates who were like, I'm not socialist, no Medicare for all. You don't get health care. Everybody loves their health care in the middle of this pandemic. We're all unemployed. Everything's fine, right? So the centrist Democrat, this lady's from the CIA. And she doesn't understand, and she's trying to blame the party's ascendant progressive wing. The squad has only grown. Look at Jabal Bowman unseating Elliot Engel in New York. That was huge. Elliot Engel was a committee chair. Cory Bush took down a political dynasty, like a family, a second generation representative. And she's going to be huge. Cory Bush is going to be a powerhouse. The progressive wing of the Democratic Party is only growing. They're super popular. AOC is like one of the best fundraisers in the House, and she does it without corporate PAC money. And that's what if you looked at the primary, the drop off for votes for Joe Biden once you got below the age of like 55 and 45 was huge, and it all went to Bernie, because people in my generation, millennials, Zers, even a lot of Gen Xers, what do they want? We want actual progressivism. We don't care if you call it socialist. It might have been tactically a bit bad to do that, or a hot potato. But really, Medicare for all is one of the most popular polled policy points, and the Democrats are running away from it and wondering why they're losing the House. And this lady really has the gall to say, we need to never say socialism again. And then as CIA, we used to, after a mission would go to, after we totally fail, like overthrowing a South American democratically elected leader, then we would get together and figure out, why that happened. Oh my God.